Hi Reddit, throwaway account because my main has family on it. I, 29M, did something that has basically blown up my entire family, and now I'm sitting here wondering if I somehow really am the asshole in all of this. So, back in December, my girlfriend, 28F, bought me one of those ancestry DNA kits. She knows I've always been interested in history, family trees, and cultural stuff. I thought it would be fun to see where my ancestors came from and maybe connect with some distant cousins. It honestly never crossed my mind that it could reveal something life-shattering. Fast forward to February, my results come in. At first, everything looked normal, a mix of Irish, German, and some Scandinavian, which tracks with what my parents always told me. But when I dug deeper into the relative matches, something weird stood out. My dad's side of the family was completely missing. Like, I had matches from my mom's side, cousins I actually recognized from family reunions, but no one related to my dad, not even distant relatives. At first, I assumed it was a glitch, but then I checked the paternal haplogroup and it was completely different from the one my dad should have passed down. That's when the alarm bells went off. I didn't want to jump to conclusions, so I actually ordered a second test from a different company just to be sure. Same exact results. No genetic connection to my dad. At that point, I was panicking, but also in denial. My dad raised me. He taught me how to ride a bike, coached my little league team, paid for my college, helped me move apartments more times than I can count. He's my dad. Biology didn't matter to me in that sense. But the sheer fact that something didn't add up, I couldn't let it go. So, about 2 weeks later, I sat down with my mom, 56F. I didn't want to accuse her of anything. I literally said, "Hey, something weird came up on my ancestry test, and it looks like Dad and I don't share DNA. Do you know anything about this?" Her reaction told me everything. She immediately started crying. Like not confused or brushing it off, but full-on guilty sobbing. After I calmed her down, she admitted that when she and my dad were going through a rough patch in their marriage about 30 years ago, she had a one-time affair with a coworker. She swore it meant nothing, that she regretted it instantly, and that she never told anyone. I was the result of that. She claimed my dad never knew, that he raised me believing I was his son. That conversation gutted me. On one hand, I appreciated her honesty, or at least that she didn't deny it. On the other, I suddenly didn't know who I was anymore. After my mom's confession, I told her I wasn't planning to tell anyone else. I wanted time to process it. I didn't even know if I wanted my dad to know because if he truly didn't, it felt cruel to just dump it on him after 29 years. For about 2 weeks, I kept it to myself. My girlfriend was the only one who knew, and she told me over and over that none of this was my fault. I wasn't the one who cheated. I wasn't the one who lied. But guilt still aided me. I felt like if I kept quiet, I was protecting my mom's secret at my dad's expense. I guess it didn't matter because my mom ended up cracking. I came home one weekend to visit my parents, and everything felt off. My dad barely looked at me, my sister, 32 female, wouldn't speak to me, and my brother, 27 male, just kept giving me this angry glare. I pulled my mom aside and asked what was going on, and she just broke down again and said she couldn't live with the lie anymore. She had told everyone. Not in a calm sit-down conversation either. Apparently she had a meltdown and blurted out the entire story to my dad and siblings. She said she was cornered and had to, but from the way my siblings reacted, it sounded more like she tried to make it about me taking the DNA test rather than her choices.
The result? My entire family turned on me. My dad looked me in the eye and said, "I don't even know who you are anymore." Since then, he's been cold and distant. He'll still have regular phone calls with my sister and brother, but when I call, it's short answers, no warmth, no interest in my life. The man who used to show up for everything, every school play, every sports game, every move, suddenly treats me like a stranger. My sister blew up at me, saying I humiliated Dad for no reason and that if I had just left the test alone, none of this would have come out. She told me I destroyed the family for my own curiosity. My brother hasn't spoken a single word to me since. He won't answer my texts, won't acknowledge me in the group chat, nothing. I found out through Facebook that he recently got engaged, something I would have been thrilled to celebrate with him, and I wasn't even told directly. Even extended family got involved. My aunt, Dad's sister, actually called me to say she was disgusted that I aired dirty laundry and disrespected my father like that. I didn't even tell them, my mom did, but apparently, in their minds, I forced the issue by taking the test in the first place. It's been about 3 months since everything blew up, and honestly, I feel like I'm living in some alternate universe. I grew up in what I thought was a close family. We weren't perfect, but we had Sunday dinners, holidays together, family trips. I thought my dad was proud of me. He used to introduce me as my boy, with this big grin on his face. Now, it feels like all of that was fake. Like the second he found out I don't share his DNA, the last 29 years meant nothing.
The hardest part is that I didn't want any of this. I didn't take the test to uncover secrets. I just wanted to see if my ancestors came from Ireland or Scotland. I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to be the product of an affair. And I sure as hell didn't ask to be the family scapegoat. I've tried reaching out to my dad multiple times, telling him that I still see him as my father, that nothing about my love for him has changed. He just says things like, "I need time," or "it's complicated." But when I see him happily commenting on my siblings' social media or going out to dinner with them without inviting me, it feels like his answer is already clear. I'm out. My siblings are worse. My sister flat out told me I should go no contact for a while so Dad can heal. My brother's fiance, who I've barely spoken to, blocked me on Instagram. It's like they've all silently agreed that I don't count as family anymore. My mom keeps trying to mediate, but every time she calls, she makes it about her guilt, how ashamed she feels, how lonely she is, how she never meant to hurt anyone. She'll cry and beg me not to cut her off, and I end up comforting her when she's the one who caused this mess. It's exhausting. So now I'm basically in limbo. My girlfriend has been my rock through this, reminding me that DNA doesn't define family and that I didn't do anything wrong. But it's hard not to internalize the blame when the people I grew up loving act like I'm the villain. I keep asking myself, should I have just ignored the test? Should I have hidden it forever? Was it selfish of me to even bring it up to my mom? Because from where I'm standing, my entire family fell apart, and I'm the only one paying the price for someone else's mistake.
So, Reddit, am I the asshole for taking a DNA test that ruined my family? Update. I wasn't expecting this kind of response. Wow. I honestly didn't expect my post to get so much attention. I was bracing myself for people to call me selfish or to say I should have just let sleeping dogs lie. Instead, the overwhelming majority of comments were supportive, saying this wasn't my fault, that the lie was planted decades ago, and that I'm being scapegoated because I'm the easiest target. Reading all of that was emotional. I didn't realize how badly I needed strangers to tell me I wasn't crazy for feeling hurt and betrayed. Thank you to everyone who commented. I've read as much as I can, and it really means a lot. That said, the family situation has only gotten messier.
A lot of people asked how exactly my dad and siblings reacted when the truth came out, so here's more detail. My dad, 58 male. When my mom confessed, apparently he didn't say much at first, just kind of shut down. Later, though, he told her that he felt robbed of 29 years and lied to every single day of his life. He hasn't screamed at me or anything, but his silence is worse. It's like he's erasing me. Last week, my sister posted photos of a family barbecue at my parents' house. My dad was laughing with my brother, holding his fiance's hand, playing with my sister's kids. I wasn't invited. It felt like I'd been cut out of the picture entirely, like I never existed. My sister, 32 female. She's the most vocal. She told me straight up that I'm selfish for doing the test and forcing Mom's hand. She said, if you cared about Dad at all, you would have just kept your mouth shut and let Mom take that secret to her grave. When I said I hadn't told Dad that Mom had, she doubled down, saying none of this would have happened if I just let things be. It's like she can't even admit Mom is the one who cheated.
My brother. His silence hurts the most. We used to be close, gaming together, hanging out, inside jokes. Since this blew up, he acts like I'm dead to him. He didn't invite me to his engagement party, he doesn't reply to texts, and when I tried to call, he hung up after 2 minutes. A cousin told me he said, I don't have the energy to deal with him anymore. I still don't know if he's angry at me personally or if he just doesn't know how to process it and it's easier to cut me off. Extended family. I found out my dad told his siblings and they all seem to have rallied around him, which I understand. But they've also turned against me. One uncle told me I should be grateful Dad doesn't disown me publicly. Another aunt said, blood matters whether you like it or not. The irony is I never rejected Dad. I still call him my father. They're the ones who keep throwing DNA in my face. The weirdest part is my mom. She calls me every few days crying about how guilty she feels, how she's lost her family, and how everything is ruined. But instead of apologizing for what she did, she just wants me to reassure her. She'll say things like, promise you'll never hate me, or you're all I have left. It feels like emotional blackmail. I usually end up consoling her, even though she's the one who detonated this. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It feels like my dad and siblings are punishing me for something I didn't do. Like I'm a walking reminder of Mom's betrayal, and the easiest way for them to cope is to push me out of the family. Logically, I know it's not fair. But emotionally, it feels like I've lost everything. Hi again, Reddit. I wasn't sure if I'd update, but a lot has happened since I last wrote, and honestly, I need to get this off my chest.
After reading everyone's supportive comments last time, I decided to set some boundaries. I stopped answering my mom's guilt-ridden late-night calls and told her I couldn't keep being her emotional crutch. She cried, said I was abandoning her, and then hung up. We didn't talk for about a week after that. Then, out of nowhere, she showed up at my apartment with a box of old letters and photos. She said, "You deserve to know the truth," and handed me everything she had from her old coworker, the man she admitted was likely my biological father. There were photos of them together at work events, some flirtatious notes he'd written her, and even one picture of him holding me as a baby at some office picnic. I didn't know how to feel. On one hand, I finally had a name, a face. On the other, it felt like my mom was just trying to dump the problem on me instead of dealing with it herself. After a lot of hesitation, I looked him up. He's alive, living about an hour away, remarried with 2 adult kids. I haven't contacted him yet. I don't even know if I should. What if he doesn't want me in his life?
What if his family doesn't know I exist? It could blow up another family the same way mine fell apart. Meanwhile, things with my dad and siblings have gotten worse. My dad. I tried once more to reach out. I wrote him a letter, not accusing, not demanding, just telling him that I love him, that he'll always be my dad no matter what DNA says, and that I want a relationship with him. He texted me a one-line response. I can't do this right now. That was a month ago. Radio silent since. My sister, she's gone nuclear. She told me she doesn't want me around her kids anymore because she doesn't want to confuse them. She also said I'm not their real uncle. That one broke me.
My brother still hasn't spoken to me. My mom slipped up and mentioned that he and Dad went ring shopping together, and apparently my dad is walking him down the aisle as best man. I wasn't even invited to the wedding. I feel like I've been erased. I scrolled through family group photos on Facebook, and it's like I never existed. The irony? They keep saying I ruined the family, but from where I'm sitting, they were only a family when it was built on lies. The second the truth came out, they chose to cut me out instead of facing it. So, now I'm at a crossroads. Do I reach out to my bio dad, or do I focus on rebuilding my own life without any of them? For now, I've stopped chasing people who clearly don't want me. My girlfriend and I have been talking seriously about moving to another state, starting fresh. But part of me is terrified because it feels like if I walk away now, I'll never get my family back. Hi, everyone. I know some people wanted me to reach out to my bio dad after my last update, but after a lot of sleepless nights, therapy sessions, and long talks with my girlfriend, I decided not to contact him. The truth is, I don't think I could handle blowing up another family. My mom's choices already detonated mine. I can't imagine showing up in this man's life and potentially causing his wife and kids the same kind of pain. Besides, I realized what I was really searching for wasn't him. It was a sense of belonging, validation, maybe even someone to replace the hole my dad left. But no stranger, no matter how genetically related, could magically fix that. So for now, I've put the box of letters and photos away. I know who he is. That's enough. The harder part has been accepting that my real family doesn't want me. Since my last post, things have escalated even more. My dad, 58 male. He didn't acknowledge my birthday last month. First time in my life. Not even a text. That hurt more than I expected. I think it was his way of drawing a line. I'm not his son anymore. My sister, 32 female. She went full scorched earth. She sent me a long message saying that by keeping in contact with Mom, I'm enabling her betrayal. She said the only way I could prove my loyalty to Dad was by cutting my mom off completely. When I told her I wasn't going to pick sides, she blocked me on everything. My brother, 27 male. Still silent. I've stopped trying. But the other night I had a dream where we were just sitting in our old room playing video games like nothing ever happened. Woke up crying. Extended family. Word has spread farther than I realized. A cousin I was close with unfollowed me on Instagram. My aunt, mom's side this time, reached out, but not to comfort me. She begged me not to contact my bio dad because his family doesn't deserve to suffer too. I wasn't even planning to, but apparently everyone just assumes I'm some ticking time bomb. Meanwhile, my mom keeps swinging between guilt and denial. Sometimes she sobs and tells me she ruined everything. Other times she'll say, "We could have just kept living like before if you hadn't done that test." It's infuriating. She wants me to share the blame when she was the one who cheated in the first place. The only light in all this has been my girlfriend. She reminds me every day that family is who shows up for you, not who shares your blood. She's been gently pushing me to focus on building our future instead of clinging to the wreckage of the past. So I've made a decision. I'm done chasing people who don't want me. I'm not contacting my bio dad, I'm not begging my dad or siblings anymore. If they decide one day that they want me back in their lives, the door will be open, but I'm not waiting by it anymore. It's terrifying to think about cutting ties, but honestly, what's left to lose? I've already been erased from birthdays, holidays, weddings. The only difference now is that I get to choose my peace instead of waiting for crumbs of acceptance.